Hey guys, this is Garrett McLaughlin. I'm here at the Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista, California. So Jason Reynolds, who's here with me today, is a doctor of chiropractic. What we want to do is take a look at, and a couple positions, again, I think of my population in particular, again, mostly athletes, distance athletes, triathletes, but most of them have jobs and they're working throughout the day and sitting at a desk. So typically they're stuck in kind of this flexion position, they're hunched over, they're working at a computer or writing. So what we need to do before they get into their training session, whether that's running, whether that's hitting the gym, is getting them out of that position into more extension, so we can go ahead and optimize their training or workout for the day. Again, in contrast, Jason will talk to you about the population he works with.
Yeah, so in a high-performance environment, the same goes as far as preparing your athletes, whether it's your person that works at a desk 8 hours or they're a high-end elite athlete. We want to make sure that we're preparing their body for the tasks that their body's going to be demanded in their training session. So we're going to go through a little prone pressing or McKenzie protocol that Garrett here is going to take us through. I'll be demonstrating.
So what we're going to do here, if you think of, he's at a desk all day, so he's rounded in this flex position. We're going to start pretty basic here. So he's prone, laying on his stomach on the ground. Again, just in this position alone, we're kind of getting out, we're using the floor for a little bit of feedback to not allow us to really round those shoulders and the spine forward. So this is the first level of this position, laying flat on the ground. Again, lumbar spine is neutral or slightly extending depending on your alignment and your position. From there, what we can do is to use two hands, and one stacked on top of the other, just to add a little more extension to the spine. So you can see he's kind of leveraging his chin, kind of propping up in this position to support the head and neck. The spine is in a greater degree of extension. Again, you don't have to go to the last level of this progression. Whatever works for you is best. So kind of see how you feel in these positions. We don't want to push through any kind of pain or discomfort. So stop where you feel like you're at a position where you're breaking out of that flexion that you're stuck in. From there, what you can do is to work up towards the forearms. So if he places almost kind of in a front plank position here, forearms on the ground, he can lift those shoulders up a little bit higher, and now we have a greater degree of extension from here. Typically, this is where a lot of my people will stop, but if you need one more step on the progression, he can lift up and actually push away from the ground. So you can see he's feeding a little more extension into the lumbar and thoracic spine through here, and really getting out of that flex posture.
Great, so the same thread of thinking what Garrett just walked us through there, we want to not only use this as a recovery position, but there's some other exercises that we can utilize to help activate or prepare the body for training or lifting or whatever it might be. So another skill that we can utilize, another exercise we can utilize is prone to supine rolling. Okay, so Garrett here is going to lay down in the prone position. His arms are going to be up overhead, his feet are going to be out straight. There's going to be three progressions you can go through. So the first one is going to be an arm leading. So what we want Garrett to do, he's going to be rolling to his left. So he's going to take his right arm and he's going to lead that over, reaching towards the supine position. He wants his lower body to be as limber as possible. So he's getting some activation through the extensors of his trunk, okay? Leading with that right arm, he's getting more of the upper extensor group working, okay? So he's just limp as he rolls over onto his back. Okay, there's also a prone rolling that we're not going to go over today. So he's going to flip back over to his stomach. The second progression we're going to go through is a leg leading progression. Okay, so the same idea, we're going to get Garrett to take his left leg. He's going to go through, he's going to roll that left leg back, leading, his upper body's nice and loose, rolling into that supine position. Okay, again, there's a prone progression to that, but we're going to start, or we're just going to stay with the prone to supine rolling. Then the third progression is going to be a little more advanced. So to get the utmost activation that you can in the spinal erectors is to basically go into a Superman position. So he's going to have arms up, legs up. Now he's going to roll to his left, trying to utilize just his core musculature, back extensors. He can tripod a little bit like he did with his left arm there to get into the supine position. So these rolling techniques can help just get some specific isolated activation into the paraspinal musculature, more as a movement preparation exercise for your training session. And then the last exercise that we're going to go over today is a supine bridge, okay, or a supine plank. So Garrett's going to start here in the supine position. What you want to do is you want to fix your elbows to the ground directly underneath your shoulders. Okay, so you want your arms tucked in tight, elbows going down through, shoulders and elbows stacked on top of each other. And then he's going to use his posterior chain musculature, so his triceps surae group, his hamstring, his glutes, and again his spinal erectors to lift his torso and hips up off the ground. So the fight here is to try to get as level as possible from the shoulders down to the hips, down to the knees. Okay? And with all these exercises, your rep scheme can be anywhere from a set of 5 to 10, depending on where you're at. If you're doing it for recovery, you can spend more time in those prone press positions. If you're utilizing supine bridge or the prone to supine rolling, then you can utilize 5 to 10 reps both ways on the rolling, 5 to 10 reps of the supine bridge. This should all be part of a healthy, put together movement prep routine and recovery routine. So if you want more information, you can find Garrett McLaughlin here on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just Google him, he'll come up. He's got a lot of videos, a lot of good information out there. I'm Jason Reynolds. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, at ParadigmDoc. Hopefully we do some more of these collaborations. Another important resource for you guys is Clinical Athlete. It puts together chiros, PTs, ATs, massage therapists, other movement specialists in the field who use their body like the patients that they treat. So make sure to check us out at Clinical Athlete as well. Thanks.